Morning, everyone, and happy Monday. This is odd. You guys have never seen me as relaxed or comfortable as this, even on a Saturday, which is crazy. But for a Monday, this is very relaxed for me. However, I am working from home today. I had a wonderful weekend in Maryland at the wedding. So much so that this morning I was just like, you know what? Driving into the office does not sound like a good idea for me today, but I'm still working. I'm just working from home. So I've actually been up since 8, since like 7:30ish, between 7:30 and 8 already troubleshooting some things. And I'm thinking like, wow, it probably would have almost been better for me to just go into the office because there's a lot of things that needed troubleshooting, but we got them all set and together. And now I'm here doing this video. So good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Let's go ahead and get into this goal for today because I love this goal. I just love this goal. So yeah, as always, God is blessing us. He's always going to be blessing us. The goal for today is to be refined. Okay, be refined. And what does it mean to be refined? Honestly, before I looked up the definition, I thought that refined meant something completely different, as I've done for several of the definitions in the past. But to be refined means that you have gone through some sort of process that causes you, or that eliminates unwanted elements or just some negative impurities in your life. So you've gone through this process to rid yourself of impurities or unwanted elements. And then the end result is that you are elegant, that you are more mannerable, or just more pure in nature, in your manners, in your tone, or anything like that, and you're more cultured, you're more developed, all things like that. So when we're thinking about being refined today, we really want to think about the refining process that we may have already gone through, that we may currently be going through, or that we may go through in the future, because I guarantee you everyone in their life is going to have to go through a refining process. And I feel like when you're in that refining process, you feel like a lot of things are happening to you that's just like, okay, well, it's almost like a woe is me kind of mentality. And I've had this plenty of times. I want to say that I'm currently at the end of my refining process, but I don't know, who knows what God's doing, in his refining process with me. But in this process, though, because I've identified it as a refining process, I understand that if things don't go my way, or if I lose touch with some friends, or if I don't get a certain job, or if I'm having financial issues, it's because that God is trying to refine me. And in the refining process, it's going to hurt. Sometimes it's going to feel like, a lot of times it'll feel that things aren't going my way. So I may be sad. I may feel upset. I may feel angry. I may feel like, woe is me. But in the end process, I know that I'm ridding myself of certain impurities. And certain impurities, because I feel like if you're having financial issues, but you have identified yourself as going through the financial, or going through a refining process, doesn't mean that one of the impurities that you have in your life is money. Like, let's be honest, money, we have to have money in order to survive. Like, we can't do anything without money. However, the refining process may be your mentality towards your money, or your mentality towards your financial situation. Like, for me, for example, I've always been wonderful with money. I still am very good with money, but because I've been wonderful with money, I've had an abundance of money. And because I've had an abundance of money, my mindset towards certain things and how I spend my money has been it hasn't been the best. I'm not going to lie. It hasn't been the best. So I feel like part of my refining process that God has allowed me to go to is just shifting my mindset towards how I look at certain things, or how I purchase certain things. So honestly, the refining process doesn't always have to be a physical removal of impurities or unwanted things. It could be a mindset shift. And the mindset shifts, honestly, are the toughest to go through when you are on your refining process, because it's very hard to change someone's mind once they have set in their mind that this is what they're going to do. It's extremely difficult to do that. Well, from a human standpoint, God can do anything but fail. But from a human standpoint, like, have you ever tried to talk to someone who's had their mind made up and they just won't budge at all? Like, this is what I set my mind to, and it could be negative, it could be positive, but it's very hard to change someone's mind. So I feel like when we are going through this refining process, when we are defining ourselves as being refined today, we have to be open to the things that God is refining us from, or refining us to. I don't really actually know how to say that phrase, but we have to be open to the things that God is, to the ways that God is going to change our mindset, because all in all, it obviously is going to be for our good. Like, I've never gone through something and in the end, I've never gone through something with God. Let me say that. With God, I've never gone through something where in the end, I've ended up worse than I was when I started. In the middle, I may be like, Lord, I don't know. I don't know. But in the end, it always is like, wow, I'm so glad that I allowed myself to be refined and for God to remove some things from my life, so that in the end, I become more developed. I have a more, I've grown more. I'm more cultured. I'm better in nature. And I'm just better off overall because I allowed myself to go through this. So we have to be open when going through our refining process. We also have to understand when we are going through our refining process. Every situation is not a refining process. Some things are just learning lessons. And it's just like, you know what? Lesson learned from that. But I feel like when you are being refined, it's an entire process that you're going through. So it's not just going to be, a couple hours where like, wow, lesson learned. But it's going to be a process where God is trying to remove some things from your life so he can set you up in a better state. He can set you up for that blessed life that we've been trying to create. So that is the goal for today, is to be refined. All right. Really focusing on the process that God is taking us on and making sure that we are being open to that process, and we are allowing ourselves to go through that mindset shift. Okay. Because I don't want to block any blessings that God has for me. And if you need to refine me, Lord, do it. And that's just that on that. So yes, that is the goal for today, is to be refined. Hope everyone has a wonderful Monday, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.